From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 19th, 2017. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the United Nations General Assembly in New York today.
We're in the midst of a great revolution, a revolution in Israel's standing among the nations. I stood here last year on this podium, and I spoke about this profound change in Israel's standing around the world. And just look at what has happened since. In 1 year, hundreds of presidents, prime ministers, foreign ministers, and other leaders have visited Israel, many for the first time. And I had the honor of representing my country on 6 different continents. 1 year, 6 continents. After 70 years, the world is embracing Israel, and Israel is embracing the world.
As we reported to you yesterday, Netanyahu met with U.S. President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the UNGA. He also held an unusual meeting with the president of Egypt, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, yesterday. The Egyptian leader's office said those talks focused on resuming negotiations between the Israeli and Palestinian sides to reach a comprehensive solution. Netanyahu and el-Sisi met for about 90 minutes in what was the first ever public sit-down between the two. Netanyahu also met with the leaders of Japan, Rwanda, and Panama. And President Trump addressed the UNGA this morning, as did UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who opened the gathering with a strong stance against terrorism and a call to restart peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians. Guterres said we must not let today's stagnation in the peace process lead to tomorrow's escalation. He said the two-state solution remains the only way forward, must be pursued. Israel's Air Force shot down a drone from Syria after it tried to enter Israeli airspace today. The drone, which was made in Iran, was reportedly launched by terror group Hezbollah. The IAF intercepted it with a Patriot missile just after the drone breached what is called the Bravo line, the area between the Syrian border and the demilitarized zone just before Israeli airspace. Israel's defense minister Avigdor Lieberman said, "We have no intention of tolerating any threat and any attempt at harming the security of the state of Israel." He said anyone who tries to hurt our sovereignty or our security should know he will pay a very steep price for it. 7 Democratic Jewish senators sent an open letter to Prime Minister Netanyahu calling on him to implement the previously agreed upon compromise for an egalitarian prayer section at the Western Wall. The letter was signed by Ron Wyden, Dianne Feinstein, Bernie Sanders, Al Franken, Richard Blumenthal, Ben Cardin, and Brian Schatz. As we reported to you last month, Israel's High Court asked the Israeli government to readdress its non-implementation of the historic compromise, which was reached last January. Today, Israel state attorneys wrote that they recently brought up the issue again with the prime minister, who, according to them, would not be addressing the Kotel issue with his cabinet at this time. Netanyahu, by the way, met with 8 senior leaders of the American Jewish community on Sunday in New York to discuss a number of issues, including the Kotel crisis. They were said to have, quote, asked the prime minister to clarify to U.S. Jewry what he was doing to create a united prayer platform. The meeting on Sunday included representatives from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, the Jewish Federations of North America, and the American Jewish Committee. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, September the 19th. At 7 o'clock, it's Faith to Faith. At 7:30, Kosher Movies. At 8, a discussion of the way high holiday music integrates high holiday texts. That's from the AJR, the Academy of Jewish Religion. At 8:30, American Jewish Committee CEO David Harris talks about the historical reality that links Jews in Israel and the diaspora in a program of the AJC Westchester Fairfield and Young Israel of Scarsdale. At 9, it's a L'chaim roundtable with Mark Golub, who sits down with Rabbis Mitchell Wahlberg, Rachel Ain, and Steve Gutto, talking about their feelings about the high holidays. Then at 10, more from AJR musical artists. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's the ILTV program, Debka. And a programming note for you, for anyone who is not able to attend high holiday services in person, we will air live Rosh Hashanah services right here on JBS from Central Synagogue in New York City. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and on Thursday beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Additional times and more information, as always, can be found on our website, jbstv.org. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 19th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader. I will be back with the news on Friday. Wishing you a sweet and healthy new year. Shana Tova.